Good morning, girls. Hope you're having a great morning. It is 9:38. I'm starting a little bit late this morning. I decided to sleep in, which is great because I can. Okay, I'm going to attempt, so be patient with me, to do just a short video training you on how to do a one-on-one and or a full workshop, which is usually 4 to 5 women. Try not to get past 4 to 5 women because it's not so so personal anymore, and you're kind of getting frantic and trying to see everybody. I know from experience, having sometimes 8 to 10 women, I lose some of them leave, they're waiting too long to get connected with me and for me to answer any questions. So don't overwhelm yourself when you book an appointment with somebody. Let them know that they can be more than happy to share their appointment with a couple of friends. And if they agree to do that, then of course you call them back and pre-profile and ask for all the information of their friends. And when you do that, what happens is that you end up connecting with those people and they will actually show up. And I know sometimes you can't always call them, get their email, and let the hostess know or your friend know who you're seeing, the questions that you're going to be asking and why you need that information. Okay, so we're going to start off with what goes in our tray. So I know for most of you, girls that have been around for a while, it doesn't hurt to refresh. And I don't do everything perfectly. I expect you to just have fun with it and put your own spin on it. So you don't have to do everything my specific way. I've taken some points from Shannon Tobin. I've taken it from Carol Thompson. Many different directors, and sort of put it all together. And I do what's comfortable for me. Okay. So here is our tray. Can everybody see that? Okay. So when you do your first appointment, make sure that on the top left-hand corner, you've got these 2 little circles. So what we do is you put your lip mask, just a little squirt here, and then our lip balm. So that's the satin set that goes up here. Okay? So, and then after you pre-profiled them, which is this little baby here, and we ask the simple questions, select the age range that applies to them. Pick one statement that most closely describes your skin type. Describe what you want most from your foundation. I love it when they say I don't wear foundation, I hate foundation. Then I get really excited because they just don't know how great ours is. The finish I prefer. They check off something. Pick the one statement that best describes your skin care needs. So you know the rest of the drill. So they tick off all the information here that describes their skin, and then over here make sure they complete their name, their address, their email, all that kind of stuff, because you want to be able to have this on profile. Okay, you want to have this in your files. There's nothing worse than having this and not double checking that they've done all the information, because you'll have a sale or you'll decide that you want to connect with them and send them something really great, one of our flash sales, maybe you're a product of the month that you're doing with no tax, and you don't have their email. So you cannot send it to them, and then you can phone and phone and phone, and they're not answering. So please make sure you have their email. Okay, so back to our tray. So make sure that in number 1, after you've figured out whether they're combination normal to dry, or if they're combination, or if they're normal to dry, and if you're doing time-wise, let's just stick with time-wise right now. The cleanser, okay, goes in number 1. Okay, just a little drop. We know just the end of your finger is all they need. Okay, and number 2 would be their moisturizer. Number 3 would be their firming eye cream. Okay, so anybody over 30, I do the firming. Anybody between 25 and 30, I usually do the anti-aging eye cream. And then of course number 4 is going to be our primer. Don't forget the primer. People love the primer. And then down here, number 5, I've been working with the CC a lot. I usually do the CC at the first appointment, and then I let them know at their second appointment, especially with winter coming, that we will do a foundation match, because the winter time they're going to need something different. Okay, so that's it. So your cleanser, your moisturizer, your eye cream, your primer, and then your CC. Okay, so that's it. That's all you do. So of course you put it in their tray. All right, and make sure. Whether you can get this filled out beforehand or you get it filled out when they first come in. These are really, really important, because you want to explain to them our services, what makes us so different, and why these are important to have on file. Okay, so here it goes. So what we do is when you first are with somebody, you thank them for having you. You know, just say thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to for you to experience our products and give me your feedback. So number one, you're going to say, okay, has anybody ever had a satin hand treatment? Make sure you throw in the satin hand treatment, just not asking them if they've had a hand treatment. Okay, so satin hand treatment, what you do is you get your extra emollient cream. Okay, the 3 steps: your extra emollient cream, your scrub, and then your hand cream. Okay, so the extra emollient, when I'm putting it on their hands, I always explain to them that it's really greasy, it's kind of ooey, gross feeling, and you'll be shocked, some people are like, oh my god, I love the smell of this, I love the way it feels. And then as I'm going from person to person, or just it's the one person, I let them know all the different uses for this one particular cream. The extra emollient, dry skin, cradle cap on babies. Babies get the dryness behind their ear. I talk to them about, you know, cracked heels. I ask them if they get a pedicure and a manicure usually during the month, and if they say yes, I explain to them how it helps prolong the softness of your cuticles. They can use it on their kids in the wintertime for chapped lips. And I even throw in too, which is true, it's a great eye cream. Okay, I learned that from Lynn Hubley. She swears by it. Okay, so then the next step is you explain to them the scrub, what it does, and how the fact that our hands are the first thing to age. Okay, so when we get older, our neck and our hands and our eye area are really the first things to really start to go and to show our age. So it's really important that as many of the times that everybody is washing their hands during the day, that they can continuously moisturize, but unless they're taking off the dead skin, all they're going to do is once they put on their cream, they go wash their hands, the cream comes right off. Okay, because we do not exfoliate skin off our hands. It doesn't happen, and we don't have natural moisture that comes through our hands. So you're going around, or you're putting the satin scrub on their hands, then you explain to them that it's really important. Just even once or twice a week, I leave mine. I have one in the kitchen, I have one in my bathroom, that I just make sure that I'm getting off the dead skin. And so once they've done that, let them massage. Tell them to just kind of get out the stresses of the day, and as they're doing it, ask them to pretend, picture doing this to your feet, because you can actually do this to your whole body. Okay, then you go over and you make sure that it's all rinsed off, and then I always tell them to leave their hands a little damp, okay, because water is a natural moisture for our skin. And then you give them the choice. Do they want, fragrance-free? We have the peach, and of course now we have the pomegranate. And I really, really stress, get yourself a pomegranate to have in your kit so that people can experience that, especially with Christmas coming up. You can take that into your office, anywhere you work full-time. I mean, how many nurses and teachers that you can call into the staff and say, come here, you gotta try this, okay? That's how you sell things, just by getting it on them. Just, let them experience it. It's nothing but a sales pitch. We don't do sales pitches. Just let everybody experience, everybody that you know, everybody that has skin. Okay, so then you let them know that our cream is silicone based, and when it goes on, it acts like a glove, and that they can actually wash their hands up to 10 times that day, and it will still feel the same. That moisture is locked in, okay? And there's nobody I know that has done this that doesn't just think, wow, my hands feel fantastic, okay? And then after that's done, just say, okay, if you think you liked that, wait till we do your lips. Who's ever exfoliated your lips? And you'll get the odd person that'll say, yeah, I've done it before, or I use a toothbrush. But no, the top right hand, when you turn it this way, left, is your mask. So just put it on their lips. Let them experience just gently exfoliating your lips. Explain to them again, we do not have natural moisture that I don't even know which way to look, sorry guys. We don't produce natural moisture in our lips, so we start to age, we get chapped, and ask them how many of them go through like 10, 15 chapsticks a year. They actually get addicted to them, I think. So I always say to them, do you have them in your purse, your car, in the house? They're all over the place, you lose them. The nice thing about our set is that you never have to take it out of your house, okay? So you even exfoliated once a week. This stuff lasts a year. Your balm, not so much. I give it about 3 months because you need very, very, very little. But let them know they don't even have to take it out of the house. I leave mine on the side of my bed. I have a little side table that I leave my night serum, my night cream, and my lip balm. Okay, so that when they wake up in the morning, they're going to feel, you know, their lips are going to be really, really soft, and that's going to carry them off through the day. Okay, so you've already got their attention because they're sitting there going, wow, and they're doing this. And you're like, ladies, if you think you loved all this, wait until we finish in the next 20-25 minutes. You're going to love the way your skin feels. Okay, and then you let them know why you're here. Ladies, do you know exactly what we're going to be doing today? I am going to teach you how to have flawless looking skin. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to take care of your skin, and then I'm going to teach you a really quick 3-minute dash and go look that we call that you can do every day. That's really fast. I know nobody wants to take the time, don't have the time. We all want that extra half an hour to sleep in the morning, but this literally takes 3 minutes. And the best part is you can put it on with your fingers. Okay, there's no fancy brushes involved. Put it on with your fingers. And then, last but not least, I'm going to have you leave here knowing how to treat and pamper yourself 365 days a year, not just when you can afford it. How's that sound? Okay? All right, and then you just get them into the fact that, you know, ladies, can I ask you a question? Have you ever, you know, do any of you have that drawer full of products that, you know, that you don't even use? You know, all the mistakes, Shoppers Drug Mart, Clinique, you know, the department stores and Lancome. You go in there and they tell you what you need. You end up going home with this stuff, forgetting how to use it, and it ends up in a drawer. So let me explain a little bit to you why our service is different and what it means to have your own personal consultant. Okay, I each had all of you fill out a profile card. Okay, so what this does is it answers questions. It allows you to tick off what's going on, what you feel what's going on with your skin. Okay, not walking into a department store and you know, however, you know, many moisturizers, you know, they may be having to push that week, or what's in the limelight that week. You want to know, you want answers to what's going on with your skin specifically. Okay, so when you answered all these, what it helps me do, or your own personal consultant, is we lift up the page and say, for instance, whatever you ticked off, you one was, I'll call her Sue. Sue, you said pick the one statement that best describes your skincare needs, and you said I want a simple, healthy skincare regime, and I have sensitive skin. So you know what? That let me know that maybe Botanical Effect skincare is best for you. And I look up at your age group. Yeah, you're in your 20s. That would be very suitable for you. Now, if you had checked off 40s, but you still say that you wanted something simple, and that you have sensitive skin, I would recommend the Time Wise that we're using today. It has anti-aging in it, and it is designed for very, very sensitive skin. In fact, I have some of my customers, not many, who have rosacea have found a big difference in their skin. But I do have one friend, Nancy, didn't help. But I have had some success with it. Pick the statement that describes your secondary concerns. Okay, so you can check off more than one, which you did. You need extra hydration. You wanted to improve the appearance of texture of my skin? Well, it lets me know that maybe the Intense Moisturizing Cream would be really good for you, or the Oil-Free Hydrating Gel. So because you're normal to dry, I would do the Intense Moisturizing Cream, okay? And then you said improve the appearance of the texture of my skin, microdermabrasion, okay? And really, and ladies, the microdermabrasion we will not be experiencing here today. And this is when you start telling them about their follow-up. What we do is that because I can't spend the time to individually go over all of your skincare needs, having your own beauty consultant, we do what we call as a follow-up. Okay, so today we're going to be experiencing what I explained to you. But if you do choose to fall in love with the product, there is no obligation to buy a thing. But the nice thing is if you do fall in love with it, I have it, you can take it home tonight. How cool is that? Okay, and then if not, if you choose to just have a wish list, and let them know that you can have a wish list, ladies. Sometimes I see women who just say, oh my gosh, I love everything, but I just spent a fortune last week at Shoppers Drug Mart. Oh, don't do that. Okay, you want to go, oh. But you say, you know what, that's okay. If you loved everything, how would you feel about finishing up what you've been on, And if I can save you a little bit of money but give you the best results possible, how does that sound to you? Okay, so ask them permission to check on them in 2 to 3 months. And see if they're ready to start our personal skincare regime. Also, too, let them know that at their second appointment, what that does is that if they do fall in love with the product, you don't not hear from us again. Part of our follow-up is I check on you in 3 days. I actually come and see you in 10 to 14 days, okay? And the 3-day check is to make sure you're actually using it, if you're using it properly. And let them know, too, that, you know what, we will send them home with, and you all have them in your kit, the beauty book, okay? Staple that with your card on it, okay? Staple your card on this so they have your information. And make sure that you open it up and you let them know that what they purchased that night, okay? It's right here. There's our time-wise set, okay? And you can circle and you can write in here for them the steps and how they do it at home, all right? So, okay, continued. So what we do is then explain to them, 1, profile cards, why we do it. When they check everything off, what it does and how it helps us know what would be great for their skin, and that we will, at their follow-up, and book it before they leave, okay? I know you're going to get some situations where you've got, say, a mother and a daughter and then another sister, and they're like, hey, we just want to do our follow-up together. That's fine. You can't really argue with that. But if you do a one-on-one or a group setting and they're really like kind of this girl's from her work and this girl's her neighbor and they're kind of sporadic all over the place, make sure that you book their one-on-one, even if it's tentatively. If they say, I don't know what my schedule is, say, that's okay. You can even pass around to the table at the end and say, ladies, this is when I do follow-ups, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. Pick your time when you want to work and just tentatively write in what may work for you. I will contact you, and if we have to change it, that's fine, okay? And let them know that you will not only be there to check on them to see if everything's working, but if something has to be changed. They may think they're normal to combination and it turns out they're more normal to dry, okay? Let them know that they're going to be experiencing the microdermabrasion and quickly say to them, ladies, have you ever had one? Do you know what it does? And explain to them what it does and how convenient it is to do at home without paying $100 a shot, because I think that's what it is, somewhere around there, $95 to $100. Okay, and let them know about the vitamin C treatment. So my eyes just got really wide, sorry, I get excited. Have your vitamin C sheet, what your vitamin C treatment does, okay? Talk to them about glamour, because as you're doing, you're talking to them, you're also getting like, you know, do you have eyebrow pencils, do you have eyeliner? And just say, we have everything. And that's the great part, is that when I connect with you in 3 days, when we're privately talking, then we'll go over, you know, is there anything you want me to bring? Is there anything that you want to see? Do you want to see lipsticks? Do you want to see different colors of blushes? Do you want to see, you know, different eye creams? This is just a little bit of an introduction to what we do. And let them know, too, that you are going to be, you know, saving them from ever walking into a Shoppers Drug Mart or a department store again. Let them know they're getting, Jennifer, that's enough, sorry. Let them know that they're getting prestige line, but they're not paying prestige prices. And explain to them why. We don't have department store costs. We don't have employees we're paying. We don't have middlemen. We get our products straight from the warehouse. They come to us. So they're not paying huge prices for really great skincare. And let them know, too, that they never, ever have to worry about not being called by us. And please, that is so important. When you get somebody on a skincare line, that customer can be yours for life if you treat them properly. And what does that mean? It means, you know what, send out a simple thank you card. Whether they buy anything or not, go home, have your dollar store thank you cards, and say to them, oh my gosh, thank you so much for meeting with me and taking the time to meet with me. I look so forward to providing you with all the needs that you would have in the future. And I will send you periodically my sales and let you know what's hot and what's new in our products and whatnot. And Christmas is coming up, and I would love to assist you in your shopping. I know how crazy the malls can get, okay? Whatever you want to say, send them a thank you card. Nobody gets anything in the mail anymore. I've been doing it recently, and it works wonders, okay? All right, so You're probably going to watch this video again, I hope so. So just go over it. You all have your scripts, okay? So everything pretty much what I'm saying is in your scripts, and add a little twist on it, okay? Add your own little humor. Don't be boring. Keep their notes in front of you. That's fine. I to this day say, ladies, I want to keep on track. Sometimes I'll forget stuff, especially with the way my brain works, and it just keeps me on track. Nobody cares, okay? So we've done you do your introduction. You've got your setup properly, okay? We've done our hands, we've done our lips, okay? We've let them know about what we're going to be teaching them. We let them know why we do this, okay? And then now, ladies, are you ready to get started? Okay? All right, so make sure you have headbands. They're really cool to have so that people can put their hair back. If you're doing beauty makeovers before and afters, don't use the headbands. Use a little clip that can just keep their hair, because what happens is they put the headbands on, and then after you're done, their hair's sticking up like this, and the pictures are terrible, and they really don't appreciate it. So bobby pins, your cotton pads, make sure you've got your eye makeup remover. And everything that you are using, just do a really quick story about it. People get bored with facts. When I have my eye makeup remover, I'll say, ladies, is everybody okay with removing their eye makeup? Some people are like, no, I'm not removing it. I'll say, that's okay, we can work around it. But with the people that say, yeah, it's okay, I don't mind, then say, okay, great. What do you use to take off your eye makeup now? And they'll say, I don't. Or they'll say baby wipes or the shampoo in the morning, whatever. So you really start to, that's when you can start to giggle and whatnot and say, well, at least if somebody says I'm using Dove, I'll say, well, at least it's not Zest, which I have a lot of customers that used to wash their face that way. So have a little story about your eye makeup remover, even if you just have to, make one up, but usually somebody, after your first, second, third, fourth, you think of a comment that somebody said to you, like, oh my God, that's so gentle on my eyes and I have contacts in. Say that. Just say, you know what, I've had experience with, somebody who has contacts and was so impressed with the fact that it does not hurt their eyes. Takes everything off. It's oil-free. Okay, ladies, and you can actually apply your makeup immediately right after. It's really gentle, and it conditions your eye area. So just have a little bit of something to say about, not just, would you like to take your eye makeup off? Tell them how special our eye makeup is, or remover is. Explain to them too about not, pulling and wiping off their eye makeup, to be gentle. If they have waterproof mascara on, hold it there for a second or two and just let the eye makeup remover actually get into the eyelash area. Talk to them about how important it is to remove your eye makeup at night. What happens to our eyelashes? They fall out. We get old and they fall out. So let them know that, all that pulling and tugging and you're rolling around in bed, that the reason why we get old and we have no eyelashes is because we didn't take care of them. Okay? It's never too late to start taking care of your eyelashes. If somebody says, I don't have any left, just say, oh my God, we have a great lash building serum. I'll bring that at your follow-up. Let you try it. How would you like to trial that for a week? Okay? So just your backyard office that we call is the MKOC. You don't need to know everything, but there's so many times I'm asked questions and I know it's back there. It's back there, and I'm not teaching you anything if I'm consistently answering questions. So get back there and read on the product. You don't need to know all the ingredients. Just know how it works. And when you go into the MKOC, you can actually pull up product literature. So have your Time-Wise, have your day and night solution, have your vitamin C, your microdermabrasion, eye makeup remover, body toning lotion. Have that printed off in a book so that when you're talking about it and somebody says, okay, what is so great about that body lotion? Just say, oh, let me tell you, and flip to it and read to them really quickly what it's all about. You can still do a show in 45 to 50 minutes, but still be informative, but not boring, but make sure that they... And do that. If you've got your Time-Wise and you're using your Time-Wise, just say, I've got my neighbor next door. Use a story that, somebody who was so incredibly impressed. That new filler that we have for our forehead, talk about it. Just say, ladies, just say, you know what, I'm really excited to bring at your follow-up is our new deep wrinkle filler. It actually works. And I just had a lady from, oh my gosh, Timbuktu that I had to send. It almost didn't get there because she literally lives in the boonies, like Booneyville. She just put up on my Facebook that her lines on her forehead are barely visible, okay? I asked her to put that up. I said, if you love it, great. If you don't, let me know. But if you do, can you post what it did for you? And she did, okay? So don't be afraid to ask your customers, you know, like, if you really love this, can you post it? Because people see that. So when I'm talking about that new visible, that's what I say. I just had somebody post that they love it. You know, it really, really does work, ladies. And do that knuckle thing, You can put 2 dabs on the one knuckle, okay, pat it, and then let it sit for a minute, and they will see the difference between the wrinkles in this and the wrinkles in this one. That's a really good way to show them. And every time, and then of course everybody around the table is like, wow, I totally see the difference. Okay? All right. Placemats, yay. I got these from Anne-Marie Palumbo. They're awesome. I love them. Maybe not everybody does, but I do. They're cheap. It cost me 77 cents to have them laminated. I have 10 in my bag, okay? Because you want, when you're setting up, and you've got your mirror, all your stuff in your thing, you want this upside down, okay? So the mirror sitting on top of it. So they've got their own little placemat. They have no idea what's underneath there, which is really great. Okay, so when you are finished and you're doing your flawless face, you're washing their face, you're cleansing, you do your day and night solution on the back of their hand, okay? Do you know what I'm talking about? For new consultants. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to run through things quickly, and then I'm going to do another one that's really like detail for detail. Okay, so this is just kind of all over the map, and reminding even consultants that are, you know, have been in for a while, to just maybe, you know, if something's not working, change it up a little bit, add, take away. So they have these placemats. So at the end, you always say to the ladies, you know, when they're holding out their mirrors, and you're saying, ladies, look at yourselves. This is how people see you, because you've done cleanse, moisturize, okay? We've done the eye cream, you've done their primer, you've done their CC, okay? When you get to that point and you finish their CC, okay, so we're pretty much finished, and our face is ready for to do the dash and go look. That's when I stop everything and say, ladies, can we just take a moment to let our face just sit and settle for a minute? And by the way, how's it feel? Doesn't feel heavy, does it? And they're like, no. They comment, doesn't feel heavy, it feels light. I normally don't wear CC or whatever it is you call it. What is that anyways? And then, you know, make sure you describe the 8 benefits to the CC, what it does. It's a blur. It just, you know, it just evens everything out. You know, if you notice, ladies, you don't have a line, you don't even look like you're really wearing anything, but it just gives you that nice, dewy, natural, youthful glow again. Okay? And do not, I stopped giving full details about Mary Kay and the company. You know what? Nobody wants to know that at that point. But what they do and gets to their heart is what Mary Kay and having a personal consultant does. Shopping through a personal consultant, what it does for the world and what it's actually giving. You know, and I ask them straight out, and I know not all of you have the cancer story. I use it at every one, and it's not to get them to feel sorry for me. It's because I've personally experienced what that Look Good, Feel Good program does, and what it does for every woman, and especially I know I'm not the only one that, you know, feels this way. It was absolutely amazing, and they need to know that, you know what, we're not just a typical another, you know, home-based business trying to sell makeup to people. That everything that we do, personal service, you know, coming to their home, saving them from mismatching and foundations that aren't even the right color, and, you know, teaching them how to do things, whether they want to be a, you know, glamour girl at night, or if they, you know, just want something simple during the day. We're letting them know that all the wonderful benefits to having us, and plus too, they're, you know, we meet a new friend and we bond with them, bond with your customers, get to know their kids' names, get to know their dogs' names, get to know, you know, everything about them. You know, don't get too personal, but, you know, get to know what's going on. So when you call them, hey, how's you know, Johnny doing with his football? I know you had a game 2 weeks ago. How's that going? Or how'd that go? You know, talk to them. Not just every time you connect with them say, oh, do you need anything? Okay? Make sure you have a connection with them other than just selling them stuff. Where was I? I'm having a complete brain fart. Oh, When their makeup is settling, you know, let them know. Just say, do you know anything about the Look Good Feel Good program? And you know what? If you haven't experienced it, talk about somebody that you know who have. I'm your director. Say, you know what? Our director Amy knows firsthand what it means when somebody supports Mary Kay Cosmetics and what she experienced for that 2 hours, and the women that were surrounding her. Let them know that 75% of volunteers. Jennifer, stop. Volunteers are Mary Kay cosmetic consultants, and that, you know what, you know, let them know about domestic violence, how we are fighting domestic violence, and how much it goes on in our world, the shelters that are being built, you know, that's when everybody stops being funny. That's when everybody stops joking around and trying to, you know, sometimes women get a little bit out of hand and aren't really listening to you, but don't get upset, just keep talking, you know, you'll learn how to deal with that. That's when they really stop and take a listen to what Mary Kay Cosmetics and what we do. And that's the moment that you've got their full attention. And let them know that, you know, it means everything for you to be here tonight, and the fact that they're taking time to experience our products, and, you know, whether they fall in love with them or not, you're very thankful for them taking the time. And let them know too that, what was I going to say?